hundreds of protesters take to the streets, demanding the release of a pro-Palestinian activist arrested at Columbia University. All of this hours ahead of a hearing tomorrow where a judge could order his release. Good evening. I'm Christine Johnson, and that activist is a permanent legal resident, but ICE arrested him over the weekend. As Ali Bauman reports, the judge is expected to consider his constitutional rights.
Columbia graduate Mahmoud Khalil is in ICE custody in Louisiana. His attorney says he will not attend Wednesday's court hearing in Manhattan, where a judge will weigh whether to release him from custody. From Gracie Mansion to Washington Square Park, protests persisted throughout New York City and the country Tuesday. Students calling for the release of Columbia University graduate and green card holder Mahmoud Khalil.
This is just a repeat of post 9/11 America.
Eric Adams working with the Trump administration, allowing ICE agents and DHS to do whatever they want here.
Federal immigration agents took the 30-year-old into custody at his campus housing over the weekend.
When it comes down to the determination of the status of who stays in the country and who doesn't stay in the country, that's the federal government.
Khalil was a student negotiator during last year's pro-Palestinian protests at the Ivy League school.
This administration is not going to tolerate individuals having the privilege of studying in our country and then siding with pro-terrorist organizations that have killed Americans.
The White House says Khalil's green card can be revoked for being adversarial to national security interests.
Here in New York, unlike the president, we actually respect rule of law, so I'm waiting to see what the judge says about this.
Khalil's attorney is expected to argue at Wednesday's court hearing that detaining and deporting his client, who is in the country legally, is an affront on his First Amendment rights.
This is where America needs to decide what are the boundaries of our freedom of speech in our nation.
In the meantime, pro-Palestinian protesters say they are shaken but not deterred.
There always is a certain fear, but as long as we keep speaking up and raising our voice, we're not going to stop.
And legal experts say even if a judge allows Khalil to be released, he may still be subject to deportation proceedings. The White House, meantime, claims that Columbia is refusing to identify students that they say have engaged in illegal activity. Columbia maintains it has and will continue to follow the law. On the Upper East Side, Ali Bauman, CBS News, New York.